Welcome back, friends, to another weekly video. This is going to be a controversial video, and I'm probably going to get banned from every business school in the nation because this is not the type of thing they talk about in the classroom. But that's okay, because what I'm going to share with you can be so helpful in your career. We're going to be talking about hypnosis in business. So I've been thinking about this for a while, about whether or not to make this video on hypnosis. And I finally decided to do it because when I look back over the course of my own career, this is one of the tools that has had the biggest impact on my life. And just so you understand the scope of what I'm talking about here, I'm going to show you how 10 minutes can change the rest of your life. And this is something that's easy to do and doesn't cost you any money. Let me tell you a story. When I first started out in my career, I was 24 years old. I was a business person working in the entertainment industry in Los Angeles. And so a big part of my job was going to networking events. And at these networking events, I would get really nervous. So I would walk into these rooms and there would be all these important people around, and I was a nobody. So I had good reason to be nervous. I was a young kid, I didn't know anything, and what ended up happening was I'd end up standing in the corner of the room and I wouldn't talk to anybody. And so after a couple of these events, I began to realize that I wasn't being very effective. I was not good at networking. So I realized this was a problem. If I was going to become a mover and a shaker in the industry, I was going to have to get over this nervousness. And I knew that if I was ever going to be successful, I was going to have to become good at networking. The solution is I started studying hypnosis. I learned how it worked, and then I hypnotized myself. I hypnotized myself to stop being nervous during networking. I know this sounds crazy, but it's easy to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So let me explain how hypnosis works. Hypnosis is the use of suggestion to influence action. This is a pretty simple idea that most people understand. So if you give somebody a suggestion, that can influence them. But when you start studying hypnosis, what you realize is that you can take this to extremes. Most people know about hypnosis by going to a show with a professional hypnotist. And what happens there is the hypnotist will bring people up on stage and get them to do all sorts of crazy things. So they'll get them to dance around and see things that aren't really there. It's really quite amazing. I'm going to go through a few key concepts you need to understand about hypnosis. The first one is, do not waste your time trying to hypnotize other people. It does not always work. That's why it's so controversial. Hypnosis is not scientific and it's not reliable. So for instance, if you were going to try and hypnotize people as a way to sell products, you're just going to end up looking silly. I mean, if you got up there and you said, "You're hypnotized, go buy my products," it's not going to work, so don't waste your time. The reason why hypnosis is so unreliable is because it only works on people in a highly suggestive state. So when you go see a professional hypnotist, that's what they're really good at. They're good at identifying people who are in this highly suggestive state. If you can find a highly suggestive person, hypnotizing them is the easy part. So when you go to a show, you're going to see one of two things. Either the hypnotist will walk through the audience and pick out people who are in this highly suggestive state, or they'll grab a whole group of people, bring them up on stage, and then send back people who are not responsive. When you have someone in this highly suggestive state, the results are incredible. It seems like magic because you can give someone a suggestion and they'll do it. And that's the reason why I'm suggesting you try this on yourself. The real benefit of studying hypnosis is learning how your own mind works. The older I get in my career, the more I'm constantly surprised at how much business is a mental game. And so what hypnosis can do is it can help you figure out your own mind to become a better business person. So let's go back to my situation. I got nervous during networking events. And this is a really common problem for people. this nervousness during social situations. And so what I did was I hypnotized myself. I wrote out a hypnosis script. I recorded my own voice reading the script. It was about 10 minutes. I lay down on a couch. I played my own voice back to me, and I hypnotized myself. The results from that hypnosis session were instant and incredible. So from that moment on, I could walk up to a stranger on the street and start up a conversation. And that 10 minutes I spent when I was 24 years old has lasted me the rest of my life. Here's why it works. When you end up waking up from your hypnosis session, you suddenly realize that it's all in your head. All that nervousness you were feeling, you're creating it yourself. It doesn't have to be there. And there really is no reason to be nervous. Do you understand the power that I'm giving you? You can control your own mind. And if you want your nervousness to go away, you can simply just tell yourself, hey, Zach, stop being nervous. And it will suddenly go away. It's that simple. Now, my results were very dramatic, but like I said before, hypnosis is really unreliable. For some people, it doesn't work at all. For some people, it might work for a week. For some people, it could last for the rest of your life. And you can use hypnosis for a lot of different things. You can use it to stop cravings. You can use it to stop a bad habit or start a new habit. But I think it's most useful for those situations where there's nervousness that you just want to get rid of. So if you're going to be successful in your career, you're always going to find yourself in these new and unusual situations, and unusual situations are going to make you nervous. But there usually is not any good reason to be nervous. So these are things like if you're starting a new job or you're starting out as a first-time manager and you're unsure of yourself, hypnosis could be something that could help you. So if you're interested in learning more about hypnosis, I've made this really easy for you. So I put a link down in the description box down below that you can click on the link and it will download a file for a hypnosis script. Now this is free, you don't have to sign up for anything, it's just a PDF file that you can download. Now this script is specifically for nervousness during business networking situations. But the cool thing is you can use this as a template and rewrite it for whatever situation you're dealing with. Because when you look at the script, what you're going to find is that the bulk of the script is just there to get you into this highly suggestive state. The actual hypnosis part is a pretty small part of the script. Now, before you go off and hypnotize yourself, you need to realize that you're dealing with dangerous stuff here. Whenever you're messing with your mind, you need to be really careful. So when you do this, make sure that you're alone. You don't want someone coming along and whispering something into your ear, because that can be really bad. You also need to make sure you complete a session from beginning to end. You want to make sure there's no interruptions and that the battery in your recorder doesn't die midway through. And please do not listen to hypnosis while you're driving in a car, because you'll end up passing out. What's so great about self-hypnosis is that you're in control of the whole experience. You're in control of everything. So you're alone and you know exactly what's being said. Now be prepared while you're doing this that it's going to seem strange. It's going to seem disorienting. And you might experience things like the room might start spinning, or you might not be able to move your body. If that happens to you, just try to go with it. Try and relax. You're just there with yourself. You're in a safe environment, so it's going to be okay. Hypnosis is not for everybody, so if this all seems too crazy for you, you don't have to do it. But if you take nothing else from this video, take this one lesson. Suggestion is a powerful thing. So I would encourage all of you to become very aware of what it is you're putting in your head. Are you listening to things that help build you up and help you become a better person? Or are you putting junk into your head? Suggestion influences action, and so it's very important that you pay attention to what you're putting into your mind. Now I want to hear from you. If this was a new idea for you, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And if you like this video, if you found it helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. The best way to supercharge a business is through accounting and corporate finance, and I release a new video every week. So come back and check out next week's video.